All right, everybody, we're going to be starting again. So get back in and have a seat and get ready to go. All right, next up we have Tom Flynn of IOHK. He's going to be giving a talk on Ethereum Classic Development, the IOHK Grothendieck team. So big round of applause for Tom.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the summit. This is actually my first time speaking in front of a large group of any significant size, really. And I want to start by saying I'm grateful to have this opportunity to connect with all of you here, both on stage, but also over the next couple of days at the summit, as we talk about all the interesting things that people are doing with Ethereum Classic, and also talking about where we're going to take things together into the future as a community. And my contribution to the proceedings is I'm going to provide some updates on IOHK's projects, specifically the development work of Team Grothendieck, and also share some thoughts about working at IOHK in general. So, who am I? Push the right button, not the laser pointer. Oh, this isn't the slide that I thought it was going to be, but my name is Tom. I'm a business analyst for IOHK, and I imagine there's probably some other business analysts in the room here today. If so, I hope I get the chance to connect with you and meet while we're here together at the summit. For those of you that don't know, a business analyst is basically the role in a project that's responsible for collecting the business requirements. It tells the teams what they're supposed to build into our products. And the cool thing about being a business analyst is that you get to look in on all of the cool things that people are doing and get insight into all the interesting problems that people are trying to solve. And that's something that business analysts quite like, because we tend to be curious people. And we also tend to be a bit nosy in that we always want to know everything that's going on. So we're looking into everything and trying to get a global sense, while at the same time diving deep on our projects to try and help the project team accomplish their goals. So I can tell you from the BA perspective, and definitely from my own experience at IOHK, that we have a lot to be excited about, to be involved in this space at this particular point in time. Because the problems that people are working on and trying to solve are going to be outsized in their impact in the coming months and years. So anyway, it's a great place to be at this point in time. So here we are. Enough about me. These are the rock stars of the show. This is Team Grothendieck. And a couple of these talented professionals are in fact here with us today. I'm going to call them out. So in the upper left-hand corner, there's Alan Verbner. Alan's sitting right over there at that table. And he's the technical team lead for IOHK. He's flown here all the way from Argentina to be with us. I think it's something like a 36-hour flight, so see if you can beat that in terms of dedication. He is going to be presenting a technical workshop tomorrow in the developer room. I think it's in Dongdaenim 1. Did I say that right? So he'll be there, and the topic of the workshop is hacking Mantis. So it should be quite a lot of fun. Should definitely try to make that one if you can. In addition, at the bottom left, we've got Kevin Lord. He's IOHK's ETC community manager. He's from the States, like myself. And he's going to be presenting tomorrow also, closer to the end of the day, talking about how the ETC community works together to effectively solve problems, which is something that we definitely need in the entire blockchain space, is the ability to relate to one another and work through these complex issues as people. So this is the team. I imagine a lot of you know that IOHK has a prolific presence on YouTube. We put out quite a lot of high-quality content, in my opinion, both in terms of the information that's provided and also production value. And it's quite useful from an educational perspective, I, in fact, use it quite regularly to understand what's going on in the company. Trying to follow all the different research streams and engineering efforts and proof of concept and everything that's going on can be a full-time job. But the YouTube channel actually does quite a good job of doing that. And so why I bring that up is a good way to stay on top of what's going on with the team is to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have weekly live streams where we update the community on what's going on with the Mantis ETC Wallet project. And this is, I think, every Tuesday, and we'll come on and do a round robin where all the developers will give an update on what they worked on the previous week. And it's a short session. If you're out of time zone from the live stream, in that it's happening in the middle of the night your time, those videos are then archived on the channel. So if you just subscribe, you'll get the updates about when they come out, and then you can watch them as you have time. So these are our engineers. I tend to think of our researchers and our engineers at IOHK as the rock stars of the company, which they are. But it would be a mistake not to mention these dedicated professionals who work in the background to keep us organized. And this is our project management organization at IOHK. The PMO is led by Eileen Fitzgerald, head of programs, and she manages a team of professional project managers, business analysts, and technical writers whose job it is to create structure around our projects, to keep us on point, and to deliver on time and under budget. And I bring these folks up not just because I like them and I get to work with them every day, but to make the point that alongside our research and engineering efforts, we also spend quite a bit of time focusing on our business practices and project management processes, which, as you can imagine, in a space like we live in today, is critical to keep refining those and moving those forward to adapt to the pace of change that we all face in the blockchain space. So, these are the teams. What are we actually doing? Where are we today? So I'm going to mention a couple of projects that we have ongoing, and the first of which is Mantis, an ETC wallet. And this is the project that you can follow on our live stream updates. This is the one that you'll get information about through that mechanism. And there's also, if you're interested in a deep dive history of the project, there's a great series of blog posts online at IOHK's website written by co-founder Jeremy Wood that talk through each release going back, I think, at least until 2017 and what has come out in each release and the process and who was involved. It's good stuff. So, if you followed the project at all throughout the year, you may know that we released Daedalus Mantis integration earlier this year, and this allows end users to access Mantis through the Daedalus UI. I think that that launched in February, if I remember correctly. And then, following the launch of the integration, the team then went on to work on performance improvements, bug fixes, and also removing the difficulty bomb that Darcy talked about earlier today. And still continue to work on performance enhancements. We released new release 1.1 in the spring and continued working on the backlog as items got reported. But in the early summer, we had a change of tack as Charles came to the team and said, we're changing up the requirements. We now want you to support Ethereum, and we want you to support ERC20 tokens in the wallet. So at that point, we had to increase the size of the team, so we went out, we brought on 3 new developers for the project, 2 new Scala developers, and a front-end developer to start doing this work. So where are we today with this? So the team's made great progress. They've completed the work on the Byzantium hard fork and continue to work on streamlining the code and performance improvements. And they're also starting to look into what's required for Constantinople, monitoring what's going on there, tracking the discussions around potential changes to the EIPs and things like that. So we're we're already supporting Ethereum now in ETC Wallet, making it a multi-currency wallet. And we're also going to include smart contracts for ERC20 and have made great progress on that as well. The current status of the project is that we're looking to get the requirements for the user interface. And we haven't had a dedicated product manager on that project for a while, somebody whose specific job it is to weigh in on the designs and the layout and the strategy for the wallet. So we have yet to do that piece. We're working with other teams in the company to collect that information and get it in front of the creative team so they can make mock-ups and our front-end devs can have something to work on. So that's the state of Mantis. Another project I want to talk about that we're very excited is our test nets. And so we've got another group of Scala developers on the team. They've been working on a very cool project that we're very proud of, the KEVM and Yelly test nets. And the purpose of the test nets is to allow smart contract developers to test their smart contract code that it runs properly before they make a deployment to the mainnet. So our guys have been working closely with our partners at Runtime Verification. And RV is a research organization and company that operates out of the University of Illinois in Urbana-Champaign. And they've worked in the past with organizations like NASA and DARPA and others that require high assurance code to make sure that things operate as intended. And so there are currently 2 test nets. The KEVM testnet allows you to experiment with any smart contract that runs on an Ethereum virtual machine. And then the second, the Yelly testnet, is like an evolution of the KEVM in that it's the first testnet that allows you to experiment with smart contracts, but in a virtual machine that uses formal semantics. So you can get started with either of these by going to the website at this link here on the slide. And there you'll have everything that you need for testing without having to go to a mainnet or using real tokens. Let's see. All right, and these are the elements that you'll find there. So both testnets are operational. When you go to the website, there's actually icons up in the upper right-hand corner that will show that they're up. And you can get access to pluggable VMs to run your smart contracts, pluggable consensus, currently supporting RAF, but there are plans to include others. There's a lightweight command line interface that we call the mallet for minimum wallet, and that's what you use to interact with the testnet from your local machine. And then we've got cluster integration with Remix for the Yelly testnet. That's where you put your smart contracts into the testnet. And then we have a blockchain explorer and a faucet as a mechanism to get tokens to use in your testing. So those are all the pieces. And there's also a suite of supporting documentation and educational videos to help you get started. The team has put a lot of effort into the educational side of things to help people understand what the testnets are about and how they can be used. And we're really excited to get people into the testnets and providing us feedback on what they'd like to see there. So even if you don't know anything about developing smart contracts, let's say you're an enthusiast or you're a student and you want to learn more, it's simple to do. Go to the site, check out the Getting Started materials, download what you need to download. You can take basically a template smart contract and copy and paste it right into Remix, load the smart contract into the testnet, and then you can interact with your smart contract through the command line interface on your local machine, download tokens from the faucet, and then create transactions there and do your unit testing or what have you. So what we're really looking for at this point is feedback, as I mentioned, and this is the website, by the way, what it looks like. And we love to hear from you on things that you'd like to see. If you see any issues with performance or anything and could feed that back to us, it will help us make it better. If there's anything there that you would like to have that's not there, let us know. Maybe it's something that we can build for you. And know that these are the first 2 of a number of testnets that are going to be released in coming months and years, and you'll be able to access all of them here through this website. So those are my updates for Mantis and also for the test nets in their current state. If you have any follow-up questions about either of these things, either project, find me during one of the networking breaks. And if you don't run into me, you can always find me tomorrow. I'm going to be in Alan's workshop in Grothendieck, room number 1, the Hacking Mantis session, and you can find me there. Alan and I can answer your questions, and if there's something that I can't answer myself, I'll be able to take it to the members on the project team who can get the answers for you. So that's our projects. In closing, I just want to make a couple remarks about IOHK. IOHK has really put together an amazing group of people. And kind of what allows us to do this, you know, like some of the other companies that are here, right? It's kind of the standard to have a distributed organization. And by doing that, you can capitalize on key talent from around the world. You're not constrained by geographical limitations in the people that you can recruit and bring onto the team. So you can find the best people, dedicated people, talented people. But structuring a company like this, of course, comes with its own challenges. And what it really requires from our staff is that they kind of take it to the next level in their ability to relate and to work together. And that's the key that makes it all work. And so working at IOHK, the organization's getting bigger. I keep meeting new people in the work that I do. And time after time, whenever I reach out to a new person or start working with a new team, I see the same thing. Every time, they come to the conversation with patience and excitement about what we're doing, a sense of purpose, and very generous with their time. And know that all of these people are under a significant amount of pressure with their own workloads, but they always make the time to communicate, to work together, to collaborate, and it's my opinion, what makes this company quite special. So I just want to mention that because if you think you're that type of person, if you have those qualities, you're talented, but you also know how to relate to people, then maybe you want to come join us at IOHK. And just know that we are continuing to recruit for key roles, and some good places to see that. Of course, our website, we have a careers page that's updated with, you know, the roles we're seeking to fill. But also, if you didn't know, a good way is to follow IOHK on LinkedIn, and also some of the HR professionals that work for us also have LinkedIn accounts where they're publishing job recs a few times a week, and you'll get you know, info on the latest things that we're looking to hire. So anyway, that's what I have today about our projects. In closing, I just want to say very excited to be a part of this community today, and thank you for your time.